Have you recently made a big change in your marketing strategy and you're stressed about it? That's this week on Think Tank Tuesday. Hi, this is Paul Potratz, and welcome to this week's Think Tank Tuesday. You know, I talk to business owners and marketers and dealers all over the country, and there's one thing that's for sure, and that's that they're taking the traditional ad dollars and putting it into a digital strategy. But with doing that, what I hear often is they get a little nervous. They get a little, I don't know, am I doing the right thing? Because it feels different. I'm not getting the type of traffic that I think I should be getting. Is that the way you feel? Is that what you're feeling about your marketing strategy because you're starting to spend more on digital? With a digital marketing strategy, you can't really see that TV spot, of course, on the news or on sports. You can't really hold that newspaper ad. You're not seeing the direct mail, and you're not hearing yourself in morning drive. So is it really truly that you're feeling like it's not working as well? Is because it's not working as well? Or is it because you're not seeing it, feeling it, touching it, and hearing it? Because an ideal marketing strategy, digitally speaking, is something that you don't see as much. And what I mean by that, as far as with the right marketing strategy online, you won't see your ads as much is because you don't have that digital profile. You don't have that digital body language that somebody else would that's shopping for your vehicle, shopping for your service, shopping for your product. Does that make sense? Let me explain a little more detail. So let's assume that I'm looking for a trip, that I'm searching for travel, trip, vacation spot, and then I type in Spain. What I'm going to see is travel and tourism to Spain. But let's assume that you have no digital body language for travel and tourism, and you type in Spain. What's going to happen is you're going to see the crisis and the turmoil in Spain. And I'm talking about in paid search and in organic search, because the search engines are trying to provide the very best search for that individual. They want to make sure that they're getting the ideal search. So now you, as a business owner that started going down the path of digital marketing, and you're Googling yourself, you are hurting yourself first because your ads are showing, then all of a sudden they stop showing. And that's because the search engines are trying to find out, what is this person's hot button? Why are they not clicking these ads? So let's keep on serving different ads to them. Same thing as far as if you're showing up in first, second, third position, not showing up at all. So I hope that makes sense. So if you're having that buyer's remorse, if you're getting stressed over the digital marketing strategy, there's some things that you can put in place to feel better about it. And here they are. What I want you, the very first step I want you to do is look at what your closing ratio is at your store. In other words, what is the closing ratio when somebody comes into your store? Most dealerships are 23 to 25% closing ratio when somebody comes on the lot. So set your benchmark. What is your closing ratio over the past months, the past year? And I want you to watch that closing ratio, because the more digital marketing that you do, the closing ratio will go up, because that consumer's getting educated and really becoming aware of your product, especially if you're doing a retargeting strategy. So that's the first benchmark I want you to set. The next benchmark I want you to set is looking at what is the traffic coming to your website, what is the unique visits to your website, and what is the returning visits to your website. So there you go. Set your benchmark of what it was in the past and watch that. Welcome back. Now let's talk about time on site and why it's so critical. Time spent on your website is very important. I want you to look at that, because part of your digital marketing strategy should be a content development strategy. In other words, building content on your website so that consumer that's coming to your website can engage with your website. They can learn. Your website becomes a resource. We talked about that in a past video. Is your website a giving website or a taking website? So watch that video. So time spent on the website is another important factor. Then the conversions. In other words, what is the conversion? What is the percentage of people that come to your website and fill in a form? I don't want you to make that the be-all, end-all, because that's definitely not what it is. Because there's individuals that will fill in a form, and there's individuals that won't fill in a form. Me personally, I will never fill in a form because I feel like I'm going to get bad emails, I'm going to be harassed, or somebody's not going to get back to me. So, but do definitely look at how many people are filling in the forms. What I also want you to do is look at how many people are abandoning the form. In other words, they click on a page to fill in that form and they don't fill in that form. That's an important factor to see where the conversion's at. You're probably going to have to do that through heat mapping or eye tracking. The next thing I want you to definitely do is look at your phone calls. How many phone calls are you generating? How many hang-ups are you doing? And what is the conversion off the phone calls? Because a digital marketing strategy, everything works together. It's not like a direct mail that, oh, we're going to do this strategy and we're going to sell 100 more cars. No, it's pieces of the puzzle and they all work off one another. And with digital, when I talk about digital, oftentimes people think as far as pay-per-click, search, display. Don't forget about social ads like Facebook. It's a definite player. And then what about Twitter ads? It's growing, more opportunities. So again, set your benchmarks, track it, and continue on. There's some other benchmarks that you can put in place, but start with those. And then later on in these videos, I'm going to talk about some other benchmarks, but I don't want you to be overwhelmed. So start with those and start watching it and make sure it's part of your marketing meeting. Make sure it's part of your sales meeting. And then of course, the be all end all, as far as out of those leads, those phone calls, those conversions, how many vehicles did you sell? How many service appointments did you get? What was the actual return on investment? So put all that together, just like we did traditionally with that desk log, that paper desk log, and start to watch it. And before you know it, you're going to be hooked on digital marketing, and you're going to say, let's do more, let's do more, let's do more. It's just making sure you're looking at the right benchmarks to feel good about it. One final point I want to make, and that's you helping me. What I want you to do is I want you to Facebook this video, like this video, tweet this video, follow us on Twitter. Just do whatever it is that you do with one of the social sites or email. Just basically send this video to a friend and tell them they need to watch it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching Think Tank Tuesday. Tune in next week for more digital marketing tips from Potrats. To download this podcast or watch previous episodes, search for Think Tank Tuesday on iTunes or visit us online at ppadv.com.